So we're not far off the halfway point of the season now. Teams are starting to settle into their positions for the rest of the season. If we want to be in that top half, the 2 games we're playing today are must-win games. Today is a real test of what the boys are made of, and if we can get wins today, then I think going forward, we can expect a lot in the next 2 seasons or so. Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. Today, 2 games coming up for you. Away to Newcastle and then away to Reading over the Christmas period actually. So pretty similar to what we're going through right now in real life. Boxing Day and the 28th of December are the game dates. And actually we've got one on the 30th as well, which means we have 3 games in 5 days, which that's going to take some toll on the boys. Gee. Since you were last here then, things have been going pretty well for us actually. We've done alright for ourselves. You were last here on it was actually the Brighton and Charlton game, the 2 draws there, wasn't it? We then didn't start off positively. A 3-1 loss to Wolves. We had to play with 10 men for quite a while because Sean Longstaff got himself injured after we made all our substitutes. So we had to play with 10 men for a while, which meant that they gone and won the game basically. We then played Norwich in a game where we got very, very unlucky. They scored in the 49th minute of injury time in the first half, and there's only meant to be 47 minutes, so I feel like we've been robbed. It's not the first time as well. A few times it's happened now this season where they've scored goals. Vastly lots of time meant we've lost games. It happened again further on down here, the Brentford game. I'll show you that in a second. We bounced back though with a 2-1 win over Portsmouth. Ashley Fletcher leaving it very, very late to score 2 goals for us. We were pretty poor. Cameron McGee missed a penalty as well, so it could have been a bit more empathetic for us, but we did manage to get the goal then. Don't worry, there was 95 minutes of added time there. I'm keeping track of these things now because it's really starting to get to me. A Liam Coyle penalty was the only thing that separated Birmingham and Lincoln. We played against them away from home, so that was a really, really nice win, that. Especially as it's Birmingham, a tough team to go up against, and they're doing fairly well this season, sort of mid-table like us, so a game that we had to be winning really if we want to cement ourselves as a mid-table upper half side this season, so that was nice. We then came against Brentford and we drew 2-2. Jake Vokin's own goal, very unlucky. It's a bit of a deflection and things like that, put it in the back of the net, so unlucky. I think we should have gone and won this game really, thinking about it, but who knows. It wasn't the Brentford game though with the late goal. Sheffield United getting the better of us in the 2-1 loss there. It should have been a draw, I think. It was probably the draw written all over it. Sheffield United just being the slightly luckier of the 2 sides there, but they've got some decent players to be fair. Shinji Okazaki, Hal Robson, Carnu, decent players to be fair. Fletcher scored early on, but wasn't quite enough. We then came up against Preston though, won that 2-1. As you can see, a lot of these games very narrow, basically. Narrow wins or narrow losses, I'd say. We were the much better side in this game. We should have won by a few more, really, but the scoreline makes it look a bit narrower than it actually was. And then it was the Barnsley game, where they scored in the 95th minute of 93 minutes at a time, which, again, is a bit stupid, really. So we should have won that game, but we didn't. And especially as Barnsley are so far down the table, they're in the relegation zone. That is points lost that game, which is really frustrating. But Newcastle coming up today in 14th and Reading in 15th. We're sitting 12th. These games are ones we have to be winning, really, if we want to cement ourselves as a mid-table side, beat teams around us. That's what we want to be doing. So if we look at the table then, from when you were last here, as you can see, Stoke still sitting top, which is quite nice. We're down in 12th on 31 points. A lot higher points total than this point last season at the halfway mark, which was cool. So we're not in danger of being relegated this season. I'm pretty sure of that. We're double the points away from Millwall in 22nd. So relegation not on the cards at all this season. I think mid-table, upper half, maybe just outside the playoffs is possible. Everyone else has already played by looks of things, so potentially we could move up to 10th actually, not that high really if you think about it, but closer and closer to those playoff places, which is quite nice. This then is the side that's going to be taking on Newcastle today. We're playing the 4-3-3 formation with Vokin, Segura, Howkins and Edwards at the back. Vokin has been playing poor recently, but he's the only left back we've got that's decent, so that's the issue there. Coyle, De Silva and Byers, of course, in the middle, retaining their positions there. They are the best midfielders we've got. Osei Samuel starts because Tarek Fosu's out for a couple months. Still got 2 months out. He's been out for 2 months already because he's had a broken ankle. He broke it very, very early on after last episode. So that was unfortunate, but Osei Samuel has come in and played fairly well. Prince Harry on the other side getting bags of assists. And Chuma starting up front today. Ashley Fletcher scored quite a few goals recently. Chuma not so many, but Chuma has been getting lots of assists and things like that. And because he's got that Premier League potential, we have to keep playing him really, basically. Right, we need to encourage the team, apparently, according to Nick Haycock. Newcastle have lost 3 of their last 5. I don't know why it took me. Oh, my God. I said we should pile on the misery, and everyone looks confused and demotivated by that. So that is not a good start to the game. Well done, Tom. So January is coming up pretty soon. I've not really got any money in the wage budget to get new players and things like that. If anything, I have to be getting players out because we are slightly over the wage budget now. So there's a few players I'm thinking we could get out. Maybe Jordan Maguire, Drew, he could go on loan somewhere if someone paid all his wages and things like that. There's a few players that are just sitting there that probably shouldn't be sitting there and it probably should be gone by now, things like that. So we may look to do a little bit of business in January, but I wouldn't hold any hopes out for it because I don't think we can really afford to get anyone in. And right now, I don't think anyone's going to be too interested in joining us, though. The first highlight of the game, though, looks like it's going towards Newcastle. They start to build an attack from the back. Falk on the ball, plays it out to the wide man there. He puts it in towards Danny Ings, but it's cleared away, but only as far as Carvajal. And Falk is back on it, and now they're coming forward again. They've got some decent players in Newcastle there. They should be higher up in the table than they actually are, really. But a nice ball out to Vokins. Vokins plays it back towards Byers. Byers through to Chuma. Chuma to Asay Samuel. Back to Chuma. And Chuma just had to get that on target and he would have scored. If that was on target, that was in the back of a net. And this is now where I ask myself the question. If Ashley Fletcher was playing, would he have scored that? Answer, probably yes. Well, it's been quite the uneventful first half, I think, so far. Nothing happening too much. But I would take a draw with Newcastle. They're a team that should be higher than they are. They are a team that are probably better than us, really. Here we go. Let watch them score now. Fry, just over the bar. That's happened quite a few times now, where they've scored right before half-time. That's rumour team talks and things like that. But, you know, as I said, a draw against Newcastle isn't the worst, isn't the end of the world. Keeps us in mid-table as well, which is the important thing. So, this is the mid-table season, That's all we're going to care about. Mid-table is the aim every single episode, I think, now. Which is probably really unentertaining for you, just watching me get mid-table all season, things like that. But it's progress from last season, of course, and the Championship isn't an easy league to get out of, so we have to start making that steady progress, and mid-table, that's the one we've got to do this season, I think. Stat-wise, things aren't looking very good for us, so I think if we move to a more standard, flexible stance, maybe, that might go in our favour a little bit. Potentially could change the formation later on. No one up front is particularly playing very... I mean, no one's playing particularly well for us, really, so that's a bit of an issue. I think, though, maybe we do change system a little bit. Just see what happens if you want to go into tactics for me at all. Let's change the system then to a diamond. Put Chuma as that advance forward. Fletcher on as that target man. McGeehan on as that attacking midfielder. That's what we've got to do right now, I think. Byers may come off soon because he's not played too well either. But a change of system may just change things up for us. Give us a bit of a breath of fresh air in this game because we have to do something to get back in these stats to try and grab a goal late on. I think Newcastle maybe down to 10 men now. They've made 3 subs and had 2 players injured. And one of them was a substitute, maybe. Or am I making this kind of thing up? I think they've only got 10 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. They've got 10 players. We have to go attacking. We have to go fluid. I mean, we're already on that anyway. So we have to go overload. Overload for these last 15 minutes. If they've got 10 players, work it round them. As I say that, though, they are coming forward with the ball now. And watch them go and score a goal. I mean, that was an awful shot. And if that's the highlight, that was the highlight. I mean, what an absolutely pointless highlight that was. Well, considering that they've played the last 15, 20 minutes or so with 10 men, we've not had a single shot since then, which is a worry, how we've not really turned up this game. We've got the draw, so defensively we've been quite good. But, you know, I would expect more from the boys, especially against 10 men. So I am going to be cross with them in this game, actually, I think. I'm going to go assertively, far from pleased what we've just seen with this team. And most players seem happy with that. McGeehan, looking demotivated, but he played pretty poorly himself, mate. So don't think you're Billy Bollocks for nobody. Now, I've got a day off before the Reading game, so we'll give all the players a rest, but a very, very quick turnaround now. You'll notice here, it says West Brom under-18s versus Lincoln under-18s, and I have just made them, you can see at the bottom of it down there, I made the mistake of letting all the players that I'm resting play in that under-18 game. So, as you can see there, everyone's going to be tired. Doesn't even matter anymore. Everyone is going to be tired. Right, I was going to change system, but considering a lot of players played yesterday as well for under-18s, I don't think I'm going to do that now. I will make a few changes though. We're going to bring Callum Camps on for Byers, and we're going to make him a advanced playmaker on support instead of a deep-lying one. And also, I feel like Connor Roberts can come on for Danny Edwards, or whatever he's called, Joe Edwards. Who else are we going to bring on? Ashley Fletcher can start today's game as well. Who's looking tired on the pitch right now as well? Coyle, Vokins. Coyle's looking tired. Who's De Silva? We'll bring on Longstaff for De Silva as well. A couple of changes there made to the lineup. I think we're fresh enough then. Surprisingly fresh enough, considering we've all just played a game not yesterday, the day before. Looking very, very nice and refreshed after that rest day. So I'm quietly confident going to this though, although we have got a slightly weaker team out than usual. So Who knows? We're in the black though. Reading in the red and white, or red and white, red and blue. Not red and blue, white and blue. Get it right, Tom. I mean, I can't even use the excuse of colourblind because I'm not colourblind. So I don't know how I've just got it so wrong there. I mean, there's not even red on the pitch. So where I've got red from, God knows. But Liam Kelly, who he set up his mate nicely, to be fair. But Liam Kelly, incidentally, went to school with my housemate. So what a small world that is, hey? What a small world. I mean, I was expecting big things from today's games, but we've not turned up so far. Let's go attacking. Let's just go attacking out there now. Onto Floyd straight away. I'm done with this sitting back bullshit. You know, it works against these bigger sides maybe, but it's just not happening for us right now. And now we've got a goal kick. Can we go at the other end and score a goal now? Fletcher wins his header, and Longstaff can't collect the ball. And now Reading are starting to come forward, and maybe making those changes in midfield was a bad idea considering we've got subpar players on the pitch now. Although if Nolan wants to take shots like that all day, that is absolutely fine by me. Maybe we need to change system a little bit. Maybe the formations just aren't working out for us. But saying that, we did win a few games on the bounce in between episodes against some arguably, well not arguably, they were down the bottom end of the table, so we should have won them really. I mean, what a crap first half that was from us. Aggressively, show me something else in the second half. They look fired up. But that happens all the time, we never do anything, so God knows what's going to happen. First highlight of the second half then, looks like it's going towards Reading, as they try to pass the ball around quite nicely. But it's cleared though, but only as far as a Reading player again, so they've got a chance to come forward once again. Someone just grab a tackle in there, you know, just get a tackle. Oh, Fletcher didn't want to run for the ball there. Thank you very much, mate. Justify my selection for you. And they can just keep coming at us now. They're just still coming, and Seguro finally makes a challenge, but once again it's not very good. And Callum Camps, once again, not very good. But just get it to one of our guys, please. I mean, I know you're under pressure and things like that, but it's not hard to just hoof it right to the other end of the pitch and let Fletcher run onto it, or just get it to his vicinity where he's actually got a chance to get it. Jeez. What do we do here? Tuma's got to come on the pitch, I think. We'll bring Maguire Drew on as well, because I say Samuel's not played well at all. He wants to play more as a winger as well, though, on the support role, so we'll do that. I mean, Camps can move into the attacking midfield position. Coyle can sit there as a ball-winning midfielder in the midfield. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. We'll also go to overload as well, because 3 shots in the entire game is rubbish. We'll say get creative too. But this has not been a good episode, actually. I'm feeling really, really annoyed at the boys right now at how they've played. It's not been good at all. We'll take a few more risks, play a higher tempo game. I don't know why I've got hit early crosses on as well. We'll work the ball into the box, things like that. Just see if that helps a little bit, because something's got to change. Camps is injured as well. He just picked up a knock. McGeehan can come on for him we'll bring him on as a shadow striker actually for these last few minutes. Not that it'll do much. And now they've got a free kick. Popper puts it in the middle, and it's just headed over the bar there. Luckily for us, Reading haven't had their shooting boots on today. They've had some decent chances. I mean, these last few minutes we have turned up. We've suddenly overtaken them in shots after being nowhere. However, these shots have not been of good quality. Only 3 shots on target. So, as the game comes to a close now from this throw-in, I'm just sat here thinking, what do we do? That's put me in a really, really bad mood as well now. Aggressively, far from pleased with that result. And now we've got QPR in 3rd and Huddersfield in 9th coming up, and they're not games I don't think we're going to win. Tuma's also not scored in 12 games as well now, and he looks really upset about it apparently. So let's have a little word with him. What do we even say? We say criticise recent form. You haven't been scoring many recently, but I've got faith in you. And he says he's going to work hard to start scoring goals now. So we'll give him chances, but it's getting to me now. It's getting to me. Next episode then, probably going to be Derby and Aston Villa. I don't know if we're going to make any transfers in January or not, but if we are, I may as well show you a Derby game just so I can show you deadline day and things like that in case we need to do that. So Derby and Villa, next episode, and hopefully in between then, when we play some really decent sides, we may grab a point or something like that. But today hasn't filmed with confidence, and as you can probably tell, I'm feeling pretty dejected. So I'll see you tomorrow for more Lincoln action, and hopefully we grab a win.